welcome to the Time Champions podcast, where we help young athletes master the art of balancing school, sports, and everything in between. This episode is part of our special series created to support student athletes like you in developing essential life skills, starting with communication. Today, we're talking about how communicate effectively with coaches, teachers, and family, a skill that can reduce stress, prevent misunderstandings, and make your dual career journey smoother. Our guest today is Mario Sideras, an experienced football coach and sports mentor who shares real life insight on how to approach tough conversations, manage expectations, and build trust with the people who support your athletic and academic journey. Let's dive in. Coach, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Can
you
you
for
tell us
having
a
me.
bit about your background as a football coach and your work with young athletes?
Yes, so I started coaching when I was 21, actually. I have 6 years of experience of coaching different kinds of groups from 6 year olds and up until now, professional level, which is 19 years old. Uh, yeah, last season I won the championship with U16 of Aris Limassol. And
Mhm.
it got me, let's say, a promotion to be the assistant coach of U19 now. And I studied football coaching and management for 3 years at the UCFB Etihad campus.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on your achievement of
Thank you.
last year.
Thank you.
So, why is communication such an important skill for student athletes who are trying to succeed both academically and in sport, of course?
Uh, Communication, I would say, is key, especially with coaches, sometimes even with the people around your, let's say, I don't know, family, friends, whatever. It's important in a way that you become more responsible in terms of getting to know your standards and what you can do, what you cannot do. When you communicate with others, especially your coaches, because they've seen a lot of, let's say, stories and backgrounds and stuff like that, they can lead you towards, let's say, a better pathway for you. And again, I think nowadays we have a lot of distractions, and the athletes, they have a lot of distractions. So if you have a lot of communication with a lot of people, you can get the best out of them, and you can force your own pathway in a better way.
So, talking a little bit more theoretically now, let's go into practice. So, what does effective communication between a student athlete and their coach looks like in practice?
So in practice, I will give you example of what I'm doing now, especially now before the season starts. We take players individually, and because of course, if you have an athlete, you have to see him as a person. And we make some questions about his goals, what he wants to achieve this season, and we set small, let's say, goals that they can achieve in an amount of time. Um, Also about to have an effective communication, you need to know the person. So in a way, we try to learn some things about their personal life, but there is a fine line. Uh, if I may tell you that we cannot force somebody to open up. You have to find the balance between what their character is, their personality, and slowly build the trust. And I think if you are a genuine person and you build the trust with the athlete, then they slowly start to trust you more, and you get the best out of them. And I think as coaches, let's say, we can have a very good impact on their life.
Exactly, I agree 100%. So sometimes, also though, like a young athlete might struggle with like stress or other problems. So when a young athlete is struggling with something like stress, injury, or exhaustion, how can you bring that up with their coach? Let's just say, let's just give an example. How can they inform you as a coach in order to build trust? Mhm.
So about stress, uh, and I've seen this from a very young age, growing up to 19. Let's say from the age of 7, 9, 10, the biggest stress is unfortunately coming from the parents. And by what I mean is the parents have a certain kind of standard and some demands for the young athletes, and sorry, and this transforms to the athlete in the games, and you can see that they always try to get an acknowledgement from the parents, which is for me is a very difficult thing to manage. Uh, and as the years go by, I think the stress becomes even more. And my biggest example was last season. We had because we won the league, we were up, we were high with the first, second, third team, and I could see each individual being distracted by their family circle. And you could see each one in the trainings, in the games, how they handle the stressful situations. And the big part of it was their parents. And as a coach, you have to try and manage that because you want to have, let's say, to keep the same level of stress within the athletes in the group. And a lot of times I spoke with parents, I spoke with the athletes, and okay, we managed to win the league, but in the same way, we try to keep, let's say, a good mentality within the group.
Exactly. I feel like the balance, especially in that aspect, is essential as well. So, from your experience, what is the best way for student athletes to talk to their teachers when their sports schedule causes conflict with schoolwork?
Um, so I had this because I was also in Manchester. I was also a coach, a player, a coach. I had to speak with the coaches. I think you have to be as open as you can. Uh, and again, try to trust your coach, your tutor, whatever the name is, because everybody wants you to do well. So it's important to sit down with a tutor, teacher, whatever, and get as many notes as you can, set as many goals as possible. And of course, in the meantime, you can keep some stuff to yourself because I've been through this situation. Uh, but the more help you have, the better for you, 100%.
So you would say that like balancing the expectations of coaches, teachers, and parents sometimes can be overwhelming from the previous questions that we were talking about. So
Yes.
how can clear communication help the students to manage those pressures as well?
Again, as I said, you can construct a clear pathway for the season and set some small effective goals and possible goals. And slowly you will see the progress. And you have to understand that it has to go day by day. It's a daily procedure. Okay, some days you won't feel like it, some days you will try to do the bare minimum, but you have to understand that this is a process of the whole goal, because you put a very high goal and then you just put small steps towards it. And I think for me it worked a lot, and that's the way to go. Slowly putting some steps, and slowly let's say you get along as the weeks go by.
And of course, talking about the families of the student athletes, from what I can understand, it would be a good advice for them to have open conversations with their parents or guardians about the expectations, right?
Definitely, but again, uh, you must have a balance again there because I saw talents, like big talents, that they were forced in a sport. And if you go with that, okay, you will speak with the parents, but the parents might want something that you don't want. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important to be as open to them as possible. And I think out of everybody, the parents want the best for you. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you need to be honest with the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we had one guy, he was very talented, 14 years old, but he didn't enjoy some parts of the sport. And if you don't enjoy the whole process, then they can force you until 15, 16, but after it's
Yeah.
too difficult. So be open as you can.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's definitely up to the athletes as well. So, what are some of the most common communication mistakes you've seen young athletes make, and how can they avoid them?
Common ones can be, it might sound a bit harsh, but sometimes uh, the young athletes tend to mistakes, sorry, tend to lie about some stuff and
Mm-hmm.
about some
Mm-hmm.
feelings just so they can make the parents, the coaches, whoever is in their circle to try to make them to feel better. But in the
Mm-hmm.
meantime, they just put more pressure, more stress on themselves. So again, i- be as honest as you can, and you have to trust your circle. And that's why your circle needs to be small. Let's say it's gonna be a coach, a mentor, and let's say your parents. You don't need to be open with
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
Exactly. So, are there, would you say, any habits or tools like regular check-ins or keeping a calendar that can help student athletes stay on top of the communication?
Definitely. I think again, as I said, you have to take this process daily.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will do is, I don't know, take 15 minutes of your time before the week starts, and try to think about something that you did well last week and some things that you can do better in the following weeks. And I think as people, we only need 15 minutes to get better each week. So like we set some goals. We've seen what we've done well because a lot of people tend to, in the process of trying to get better, they don't realize how good they've done throughout the process,
Mm-hmm.
and they always see their mistakes, and this can have a big effect on your stamina and the motivation on how you are developing. So see what you can do better, but at the same time, let's say clap for yourself for what you have achieved. And I think if you can do that every 15 minutes weekly with what you've spoken with your mentors, coaches, parents, and each week try to do one or two things to get better.
Exactly. I 100% agree with what you're saying. I think it's extremely important for everyone, not only the student athletes as well. So, finally, how do communication skills that you build in sport carry over into other parts of life, like school, human relationships, and like future careers as well?
Uh, I think it's very important to develop your communication skills. As a young person myself, I wasn't talkative a lot. Uh, but okay, through some weaknesses, you get some strengths. I don't know if that makes sense. Example, me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can observe a lot of people within a room while they talk to me at the same time. Uh, but okay, I think after an age, you have to start to get yourself out there because then you feel more relaxed, then you feel more confident, and slowly you build up to this because you cannot always be shy and like this and not trying to get stuff out of your life. And I think in sports you build a lot of life skills, and this is not
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to do only with the communication. It's about being a part of a group, or if you are alone, let's say for tennis, it's a different kind of sport, different kind of mentality. But again, I think team sports, and especially for young kids, it's important. I think doesn't matter the sport. I think the kids have to be in a group, have to see the different approaches within the group, different
Mm-hmm.
characters, and you get along with it. And it's the same for life as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much, Coach. That wraps up this episode of the Time Champions. Again, a huge thank you to Coach Mario Sideras for his practical advice and honest insight. Thank you, Marios.
Thank you very
And
much.
yes, remember, good communication isn't just about talking. It's about listening, being honest, staying calm under pressure. Whenever you're explaining a busy training schedule to your teacher or opening up to your coach about a tough moment, your voice matters. To explore more episodes and resources designed just for young athletes like you, visit our website or follow us on Spotify and Instagram. You'll find tips, stories, and tools to help you grow on the field, in class, and beyond. Until next time, stay focused, stay balanced, and stay a champion. Thank you very much again, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.